First of all, terrorism has to be de-linked with religion. Terrorism knows no religion, or crime does not know any religion. I think the whole narrative after 9/11, that it was some war against radical Islam, I think that's where all the problems began, because those who were criminals were turned into holy warriors. And it has just got worse, because I'm talking about now in Pakistani context, dealing with terrorism by drone attacks, bombing villages where there are women and children who are getting killed, has led to the whole situation getting exacerbated. And the society has got so polarized in Pakistan that either you are now pro-American anti-Islam or you are pro-Islam and anti-America. So it's so polarized that a man who killed the governor of Pakistan for something so trivial and then becomes a hero, it just shows the extent of polarization that's going on, and then the killer becomes a hero because he then becomes a defender of the faith. This is why it's so dangerous, that the whole narrative needs to be changed. It should be, war against criminals, and the Muslim world should be co-opted into it, not pushed into this two camps, because no one understands in the West the difference between a moderate Muslim and a radical Muslim. It's not written on our faces. And so you end up pushing a whole community to the other side, and these people who, like the criminals of 9/11, who should have been dealt as criminals, end up becoming holy warriors, and this is a never-ending war. This will just keep going on and on unless there's a total change of strategy of dealing with it. I'm in politics. I have been opposing this. My political party has been opposing this, that violence only breeds more violence. I'm against military operations. I'm against the US occupation of Afghanistan. All it's doing is radicalizing Pakistanis. It's radicalizing people in Afghanistan. It is a failed strategy. It is led by the generals in the US. It's not led by the politicians. And generals always do what generals have done in history, as in Vietnam. They kept demanding more troops as if there's some military solution to it, killing more civilians, turning more people against themselves, losing the battle for hearts and minds. You will win the battle against terrorism if you win the hearts and minds of the people from where the terrorists operate from. If you lose that battle, they become freedom fighters. And it's a never-ending war, and history tells us that when you fight a population, you're going to lose.
So the answer is?
Dialogue. Talk to them. Speak to the people, get them across the table. It's a political settlement. This issue will be settled politically, not through guns and bombs.
And is there a role for faith in particular?
Faith has actually nothing to do with this. Because a Muslim fights in the name of religion. But it's not because of religion he's fighting. It's for a foreign occupation he's fighting. But when he fights, then he uses religious terminology. Because basically the religion says, fight against injustice. Fight against oppression. So therefore, once he fights, he perceives it to be oppression. And therefore, the solution does not lie in some moderate Islam. Solution lies in politics.